If you invested $1,000 in 2018 in Bitcoin, you would have Bitcoin worth almost $33,000 today. If you would use my cycle indicator and invest $1,000 every single time when the cycle indicator says buy, as marked in these green bubbles, you would now hold Bitcoin worth of $144,000. If you would use my cycle indicators to trade and just use $1,000 from 2018 and would not deposit any more money into the market, you would now have almost $1 million, $882,000. Here, all the trades are marked on the screen right now. We have 19 trades since 2018, which basically translates into less than 3 trades per year. And the best of the best, if you would add $1,000 to every single trade and you would still use the cycle indicators, you would now sit with over $2 million in capital. This is, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important videos. This video shows how important are cycle indicators and how actually you can make a ton of money using them. Second, it shows how important is the compounding return. See, even if you use the simple hold strategy that we discussed multiple times in the newsletter, you see that, yes, you can make a lot of money using the hold strategy because Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market is simply going up year after year. We have bear market, yes, but in every single bull market, we make a new high and we make a higher low. If you apply a simple indicator that I discuss on Strategy Master newsletter, by the way, if you want to have access to this indicator that made a bunch of money for me and actually can help you to make money, you simply have to go to strategymaster.io in this website. Here you subscribe for the free newsletter. And if you want to use that indicator on TradingView, you have to simply purchase a subscription worth of €42 or $49 per month. The subscription will give you access to all these buy and sell signals that I use on a daily basis, plus it will give you access to all the cycle indicators that I use on multiple time frames. Now back to the topic. This $1,000 trade every single time would yield you more than 3 times larger return. Considering that there are only 19 trades, your total invested capital is $19,000, but your output is 3 times, almost 4 times larger than the output where you basically just invest $1,000. Even this simple example already shows you that compound interest is a huge topic in investment. Now, who wants to wait 7 years and only have $144,000 in their account? Nobody. Sure, this money can look big for you, but in reality, it is very small considering how quickly this market goes up and how predictable is the market if you use the cycle indicators. Now, my favorite example are these two. Here, I show you that if you use $1,000 on every single trade and you add $1,000 to the next trade and you use the simple cycle indicator that's here on the screen, you make almost $1 million. $1 million in 7 years is a huge amount of money. And I want to analyze what are these buy and sell signals, how complicated it is actually to use them. Because in this example, I want to show that it's extremely easy to time the market if you have the right tools just in front of you. Here we have the 1 week and the 2 week cycle indicator. We always want to enter the market whenever the 2 week cycle indicator is below 20 or it's reversing to the upside, and we confirm our decision by the 1 week cycle indicator. If it's below 20 and if it starts to go up, we want to enter the market. This is a perfect example of when do we want to enter the market. When do we exit? Very simple. We wait until the 2 week cycle goes above 80 or simply reverse to the downside. And we confirm it with the 1 week cycle indicator. When it starts going down, it basically breaks 80, it starts going down, we want to sell because the bearish trend is probably very, very close. Now, using these two indicators, you will most probably not catch the exact bottom and not gonna catch the exact top. However, you will be close enough to the tops and bottoms to actually make a significant capital with a very low effort. You see, the effort is simple. The effort is extremely small because here we have a time period of half a year, 168 days, when you had to do 0 trades and you made nice return. Alone, this trade yielded you over 119%. This is a huge capital appreciation within less than 1 year by using simple cycle indicator. Now, if we go further, you will see this indicator applied multiple times on the screen. Look, here, exactly the same situation in 2019. The 2-week cycle indicator is again below 20, showing that the market is underbought, is oversold, and the 1-week cycle indicator barely touching 20 and simply accelerating to the upside. That's where you want to re-enter the market once again. And once you see that the 2-week cycle indicator is struggling, it started to go down or briefly touched 80, and the 1-week cycle indicator is showing the same, you simply exit the market. Now, the beauty is that you don't have to sit in front of your screen to actually make these huge returns. Simply, these are 1-week and 2-week cycle indicators, meaning that if you are late by 1 week, most probably there will be not a big change in your capital. So you can have vacation, you can live your life, and you can simply have alerts running on TradingView to alert you whenever on the weekly chart it is time to enter or to exit the market. Now, if you basically take a look, you will see that the buy and the sell signals are damn good. You'll see here we bought in March or April 2020, right after this crash. Here we sold just before we started the bullish trend, but we rebought once again once the trend was confirmed. We didn't sell actually at the top, but we sold about $32,000. Of course, this can be improved. Of course, you can use additional indicators like RSI, MACD, and some others like stochastic RSI to help you to make even better decisions. But alone, this indicator on the weekly and the 2-weekly chart is good enough to make millions in your capital within a few years. Here again, we rebought the 30,000 area and we sold almost the absolute top, because you see what happened? The 2-week cycle indicator and the 1-week cycle indicator started to fall down, indicating that the bullish trend has finished and now we're going to go down. Now, if you want to maximize your capital, you have to believe in the compounding return. And the compounding return simply means that you add your previous capital appreciations to the next trade. So basically, you make a trade, you make money on that trade, you add additional $1,000 to that trade, and you trade with that money. And here, you can see the huge difference. We had only 19 trades, but 19 trades means the total invested capital is 19,000. So you invested 19,000, you got $2.1 million in 7 years. And yes, I know we're talking here about the past. We're talking what happened in the past. But you can see that these cycle indicators, they're damn right. They're showing that we should have sold Bitcoin at $118,000, and we are waiting until the 1-week cycle and the 2-week cycle gonna drop. And this gonna happen around September or October timeframes. We're gonna enter the market regardless of the price, and we're gonna wait once again the market surge up. We're gonna sell once the 2-week cycle and the 1-week cycle shows the top once again. We simply believe in the indicator. We don't care about the price. We just care about the time. That's how your equity curve looks if you invested $1,000 on every single buy signal. Well, it's not bad, definitely, but you can see that here we actually reached $50,000. From there, we went down to about $20,000, which means that we were in a loss of about 50% for consecutive 1 or 2 years. Well, that's not what a crypto investor wants to do. You can have a loss of 10 or 20% temporarily, but if you have to bear this loss for an extended amount of months, you simply don't want to have it, because you want to have a liquid cash available for you every single moment. Now, if you simply bought and didn't touch this money, sure, you're now sitting with $32,000, which is not bad. However, think about it. You just buy once and you wait 7 years to cash out? Well, I'm not sure how many people actually did it. I believe only people who lost their wallet access can talk about these situations. Now, the best example are the trading ones, where you buy in the cycle low and you sell on the cycle high. Here, the drawdown is not more than 10% and the total profit is more than $2 million. Same chart, same financial asset, and same investment. And if you're not willing to risk too much, you simply want to take a small amount of money and then trade using this capital, yes, you can just put $1,000, and after 7 years, you have almost $900,000. It works now. Even if you start right now in 2025, in 2032, I'm sure that you will have a very similar amount, if not more, if you start with just $1,000. So simply use cycle indicators, because they will change how you look in financial markets. They changed my life completely. I understood that I can make much more money by simply taking strategic decisions. See, I'm not even talking about day trading here. I'm talking about simply making 2 to 3 trades per year to appreciate your capital. So next time you want to trade and jump into the market, just remember to apply cycle indicators. And if you don't have access to them, you know what to do. You go to strategymaster.io, you get the access to the indicators, you put them on your trading view, and you forget YouTuber influencers, you forget what happened in the politics, because you don't care anymore. You have the cycle indicators to trade and make money with them. See you in the next one.